welcome to Your Time to Shine international interview series, where we have amazing champions of the Shine On movement from all over the world. They're going to come on, give you some golden nuggets on how they're shining their light, helping to serve others, and how they serve themselves, and most importantly, how they are going to serve in the future. So I'm so excited to get going. But you know what? I am your host, Angel Marie Monticelli, and I am a 4-time best-selling author. Also, I'm the event energy enhancer. Well, I help enhance any event that you may have. You know, you felt the zoomed out zombies out there, right? We have them all the time. Well, I help any event to really step into and have higher energy and engagement and learning. Isn't that so important? I'm also an empowerment coach, and I'm here to help you to shine your light. I've been called a walking antidepressant, also the Energizer Bunny, and then a energy expert, because I love to talk about follow your energy and how you're showing up in the world. And you know what? I'm so excited today because this lady I've known for a really long time. She's local. She's out of Mesa, Arizona. So she's not very far from me. And when I thought about a champion of the shine and how she shows up and really raises the vibration. And we're going to get to that. I'll show you what the Shine On movement is, but I want to bring her on right now. So welcome, Colleen Biggs. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo.
Hey, Angel. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
It's so wonderful to have you. And, you know, I have been watching all of your success and what you do to serve others and yourself and what you've gone through. And you know what? I just adore you. And tell the viewers about yourself.
Thank you, Angel. Well, I'm happily married, a mother of 7. I have 11 grandchildren. I love my life, and I live my life by design, not by default. What does that mean? I step into the spotlight, I show up, I expand my influence everywhere I go, and I do it by being my authentic self. I am all about creating community, Angel, and you've got to do that with a high vibe. That's why you and I are so compatible.
Absolutely, because we know about the vibe. But I want to jump back for a second. What you said, that you love your life. And, you know, one of the things that a real good friend of mine said to me, she said, you know what, Angel? I fell in love with you the moment I met you. You know, and you kind of go, oh. But, you know, she's like, the essence of you is what I fell in love with. And I stepped back and I said, you know what? I'm in love with my life. I'm in love with the essence of the freedom and to be able to serve. And I have a feeling you mean the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. And that is exactly what I meant, is when you meet other people and their vibe is high, right? And they're certain and they're sure of what they say, what they do, what their life is, who they serve. They just attract people to be around them, and you feel like a better person in their presence. That's how I felt about you when I met you. You're happy, you're joyful, you spread that to other people. And I feel like there needs to be more and more and more of that in today's world. So that is how I serve others, by being the person who leads by example. Right?
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh. We're going to do a mic drop on that one. Right? I mean, wow. Oh, bam. Because it really is, and you exude your brand. And we're going to get to that, because I got to pick it up, because I know she's going to give us more, because Colleen always comes up with some really great ones. So we're going to do some more mic drops. Because we can. So awesome. So, okay. So here we go. It's first of all, I have to tell everyone that it is sponsored. The Your Time to Shine international interview series is sponsored by the Shine On movement. And you might ask, what is the Shine On movement? I mean, you are a champion. Is champion of the Shine On movement. But what does that mean? So let's just watch this amazing person right now. The Shine On movement. It's all about you raising your vibration in such a positive way that it ripples out to the whole entire world. Think about that. In your home, when you're in a positive vibrational field energy, what happens to the whole house? Everyone in it. To your neighborhood, to the community, to the world. And that's the Shine On movement. And thank you for being part of it. Yes, I love that. And it is an amazing, and it's worldwide. It's going viral. It's going global, and it's time for everybody to join on. And what is it about? Just what we just were talking about, raising your vibe, and it affects your family, to your community, to your neighbors, to the whole world. Very simple. And you're doing that. So cool. That's what the Shine On movement's about. And that is a sponsor. So thank you so much again. So here is your first question. Are you ready?
Ready?
Here we go. How do you shine personally in your life?
Oh, that's an easy one. The way I shine the best personally in my life is by filling my cup first so that I can come out full to serve and fill into others, right? To pour into others. And I do that with a routine every morning. I walk 2 miles with my husband. I read. I do gratitudes. I write a full page of gratitudes every day so I can express how grateful I am today for what exists in my life. And I also read to fill my brain with education, ideas. And I do that because I need to have my mindset straight. We do not pop out of bed every morning in a great mood, like today's going to be the best day ever. We need to set the stage for that. So I take a good hour to 2 hours every morning. I set the stage for that. So I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've filled my cup and now I can pour into others, because let's face it, an entrepreneur is in the service industry, period. And if you are serving others, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Oh, how many times have we heard this before, right? You just cannot. And I love how you said that you are writing because the writing is just really the important part, isn't it?
Yes. Writing the gratitudes down, writing down the things that come to me, that I get a lot of inspiration in that time in the morning for a subject I might want to teach my clients, or an event that I feel like I need to do, or confirmation on something that I might be needing to make a decision on. How often are we taking time for ourselves to step away, step back, and receive? We miss that part. We serve. We do. But then we never sit back for the energy time to receive for all the work we've done. And if we all know the universe, the law of the universe is for it to give back what the match of what we bring to the table. But if you don't give it time to receive, then you miss the signs.
Absolutely. And let's just jump back a little bit, because I really like this, is viewers, take a moment. Do you have a morning? I don't like routine. No, I don't like anybody to tell me what to do. I don't like routine. I don't like ceremony. I don't like homework. So I call it a morning activities. Do you have a morning activity? And if you do not, reach out right now to Colleen. You can reach out on Facebook, YouTube. There's all kinds of ways to reach out. We'll give you all those information. But you know what? If you're not having a morning, and many people right now, they roll out of bed and they roll right in front of their computer and they're on work for the next 2-3 hours. Then they get a break. And, I just had a coaching client tell me this. And what did they do? And then at 10 o'clock, when they get a break, they're rushing to get some water. They haven't even had any water. Maybe they just had coffee. Ooh, on an empty stomach. Ooh, not good. But anyway, it was really interesting once they start that. I mean, how do you feel, Colleen, when you don't get that? When it's
on my mornings that I don't get that. So it's just so everyone knows how committed I am to this, because once I started it and felt the difference, I take my gratitude books. I take my books that I'm reading. I take my declarations that I've written for myself that I read every morning and every night on my goals. They travel with me in my bag. So I'm so committed to it that even if I'm at a conference or going out of town and have something else I'm attending, I still get up every morning and do this. It's a routine for me. It just works. My body wakes up at the same time. When I don't do that, I really feel kind of off kilter, like something's wrong. And so for me, this is what I need in my life that fills me up. I have clients that do yoga or go for a run, or they, take their kids to school. They spend time quietly with their children and then spend time for themselves. So everyone has something that works for them. You just need to find what works for you to fill your cup.
Ah, beautiful. Find what happens to you. And during this time right now, it's colder here in Phoenix, Arizona. I know everybody that's in the East Coast and all over the world, you're like, cold, but to me, we're cold here.
It's cold.
It's cold to us. And getting up in the morning, I always go for my walk. That's not an option right now because it's too cold for me right now. So I have to wait. So it's interesting because I'm feeling this, like you said, off kilter a little. Not too bad because I know I'm going to get to it, and I still do the rest, the gratitude. Yeah. So I'm with you, the gratitude, the visualization, my stretches. So I get you. So golden nuggets, wonderful golden nuggets that she's given. So thank you so much for those. I so appreciate it because, as we move forward, and getting all these great golden nuggets, and we're just going to have to wait though, because I want you to share some more, and I have some more to come back, but we're going to come right after this. We'll be right back after this commercial from Java Live It. Thank you for that, Preston, all the way out of Canada, coming at us. He's done both my websites, so check it out if you're looking for a website. Back with you with your awesome golden nuggets about morning routines for you, activities for me. So fabulous. So here's your next question for you. How do you serve others and continue to shine?
Again, I'm going to go back to the authenticity piece. So if we have it set in our minds that by serving others and stepping up to the plate and offering for someone to be on your podcast, or offering for you to connect someone, like, hey, Angel, what would be a connection I could make for you that would be a game changer in your business? And you're like, oh man, if you could, I know Sharon Lecter, Colleen, if you could introduce me to her, that would be huge. I would love to have her on my show. I'm like, you got it, right? I'm doing all of this for Angel without expecting anything in return. And I think that's a big piece that we need to focus on, is serving others without zero expectation because of the reciprocity rule, right? As humans, when someone does something for you, you automatically feel that you want to do something for them, right? So the next time an opportunity comes up, they're going to be like, oh, I should probably let Colleen know that they're looking for females to speak on this stage, and she would be excellent for it. So then Angel calls me up and said, hey, Colleen, I have an opportunity for you to be on a stage that I know they're looking for female speakers, and you're perfect for this. Go ahead. I'm going to connect you with the coordinator. It's like, wow, Angel, thank you. I didn't even expect you to do that for me. So I really believe the way we shine is, again, the authenticity piece is so huge. Try to be the one that stands out. And I want to put it like this real quick, Angel, for you and your listeners and your viewers. When you're looking at a beautiful concert and everyone is dressed up and they have white robes on, and there's one person sitting up there with a red robe on, you're like, everyone's staring at the red robe. Why is that person in a red robe? What is that person in the red robe doing differently than the rest of everyone else? Notice how your eye only focuses on the red robe. Why is that? Because that person is different than the rest. So you are your best first impression. You are your golden nugget. You are your secret sauce. So the more you show up with everything you've got, with certainty, with surety, that you know what you have is what God intended for you to offer, right? It's your purpose, your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience, your skill set, and you're sure of that and confident of that, you will spill over, your vibration and your energy will spill over to others, and people want to be around that. That's attractive to other people, and they want to learn more of how they can do that or be. that way, right? Because we all want to be, have, and do more. And they're looking for people that can help them guide them to that. And that's how I do it. It's so freeing, Angel. I know you're this way too. You show up as you every time and you don't fake it. It's not a nothing. You just, if it's a bad day, you're going to let everyone know, ooh, slow start to the morning. You're not going to fake through it like, it's a great day. You're going to go slow start to the morning, but that's okay to have a slow start to some mornings, right? And I just love the authenticity about you. And if everyone else just dropped that veil, dropped that mask, and just showed up as themselves with everything they have to offer, imagine how easy it would be in life for each one of us to do business with others, to know, like, and trust them.
Ooh, wonderful nuggets. There you go. And I want to just back up a little when you said, when you're in that space, right, Colleen? That vibrational field is contagious. Yeah. And people will resonate. And you say, how do I get more clients? Or how do I do this? Or how do I get the new relationship that I want? Be in that energy. Serve yourself and then serving others.
Yeah.
Yeah. But be putting yourself first. And I always say, be selfish, self-centered, be self-centered,
I love it.
They're like, Angel, you're teaching.
Really, Angel, I'm glad you said that because I believe I was raised to not be that way. My mom didn't raise me to be that way. My grandma didn't raise my mom, my great grandma. So we have to break the mold and realize that our position is not to be the one to have scraps at the table, right? It's the same, the airlines got it right. They're the only ones. You got to put your mask on before you put your children's mask on or help anyone else get their mask on. And we have a lot on our plate. Some of us at our age are caring for aging parents. We've got children, we've got grandchildren, whatever it may be. You've got clients that need you. The more you fill yourself first and take care of you, the more you make an impact, the greater impact you can make because you have more energy, you have more stamina, you're filled, and you have more to offer other people.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to get to how you serve with some more of how you serve with some of your programs. You want to tell one right now? I'm just really interested before we go to the next, then we can come back. One right now. How do you serve?
So one of the best ways I serve is through my Lead Up for Women community, which is putting women on platforms so that they can be seen, be heard, and be visible in so many different ways.
No, this one isn't it. Okay.
No, yeah, that's the download. That's the download for them to be able to download the free magazine. And this is my inner circle. So this is a tighter way that I am able to serve women and really pour into them for them to be able to be seen, be heard, be visible, and for them to be able to just really live their life like we talked about by design and not by default. There's so many areas in our life that the gas tank gets a little empty sometimes. And I have tools and resources and community of women that are there and able to assist you step by step in goal setting and how you can fill those tanks.
Ooh, so check that out because that's one way you serve. We're going to get to some more of the other ways that you serve, but it's like a mastermind.
Yes.
Okay. And you're really helping, and this is a group and one-on-one, I'm sure that you do both.
Yep.
This is wonderful. So, and Colleen's been doing this. How long have you been doing this and serving others like this?
Well, I've been coaching for over 22 years and have launched over 340 businesses. So I've been serving for a long time with business entrepreneurs, but I've launched communities, started launching communities and building those. I started launching those back in 2018.
Absolutely. And okay, so I've got to ask this one. How many books?
Oh, I actually released my 7th book this year, and it has just been an incredible year. My focus, and I want to talk about goal setting for 1 second and how you shine in your life and help others shine. Goal setting is such a huge piece of this. My goal this year was to become to really get out there and publish more books. And up to this point, I had only done a couple of journals, on Amazon and had one book that I had published. And that was a collaboration book. And this year it was like, I'm really going to go big this year. I'm going to be in other people's books. I'm going to collaborate. I'm going to publish my own book. And as soon as I made that decision and made that goal, all these offers came to me. It was crazy. I asked the universe for what I wanted and it delivered. It just dropped into my lap. So I was able total now to publish 7 books. That is crazy and insane. But think of the exposure that I'm getting and leading again by example in my community to show others that you need to be seen and be heard and be visible everywhere in every way possible to clearly make the impact you're looking to make.
And also the big one too is to do what? Tell your story. Because
tell your story.
I was so honored when you sent me your book. And it just was amazing because as you tell your story, even if it's just one chapter, doesn't matter, viewers, if you have an opportunity to be in just one chapter, and I can actually give you that too, and I'm sure Colleen can give you one too, is go ahead and do it. Because it is about the exposure, but it's about serving. And that was the original question. How do you serve and really shine in 7 ways that you're doing it with your books to help others?
And I'm glad you said that because of my leading by, by example. 4 of my clients published books this year. 4. They'd never published books in their life. And because I was like, I'm doing it this year, I'm going to help you. You can do that. I'm going to help get you the resources. I didn't have to do it with them. I helped them get the resources for it. They are over the moon excited that for the first time in their life, they became a published author. And all I did was just lead the way for them.
Yes. And I love that. And the thing is I want you viewers to think about it. Is there's only about 3% of the population, and this is a study that is proven, there's only about 3% of the population that actually writes books, gets on TV, has podcasts, or does video, or does TV programs. There really is only like 3%. You don't have to be that 3%. If you like your 8 to 5, if you're loving what you're doing, that's great. But your story is important. So
absolutely. And do what you're doing with good intention, right? So put everything you've got in positivity into what you do. And I have so many friends that have a job and do the 9 to 5 but they love it and they pour into their careers, and then it gives them time to be able to pour into their families and what it is that they do. So again, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a student, whatever it is that lights you up in your life, do it well, be in service and be happy with your life. That's the thing, right? If you're not happy, change it. There's so many opportunities for us to change our lives. If we do not like what our lives look like, we create the outcomes of our realities. So the areas that you don't like, go change them. Find people that can help you change them.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that just reminds me, the other night I was out and I went over to my friends. There's like 3 or 4 of them. And I said, hey, I'm out. And they're like, you're out? What do you mean you're out? And I'm like, I'm bored. I am bored. I'm like, I'm not really liking the music. We can't really dance. I'm here to dance. I'm out. And they're like, well, wait. I'm like, no, I'd rather just be home, watch a movie, take care of me.
Yeah.
And we don't always make those decisions. But it's powerful. So thank you for that. Yay, I love all of that, what you had to say. Thank you, Colleen. Golden nuggets. Go ahead and put in the chat box. Yay, that you totally connected to that. So also, here's another question for you is what struggles have you had when you were not shining so bright?
Well, I'm going to go with my biggest struggle that I had, that I think many people that convert from corporate America to being an entrepreneur may have. When you're in corporate America, you're paid based on a job description for the worth and the value that you add to the company. That's what you're paid for. When you transition to be an entrepreneur, you're used to being paid for the worth that you offer to the company. When you're an entrepreneur, it's not like that anymore. So your worth, by the way, as an employee was still 100%. Yet for some reason, we still seem to think that what we get paid is what we're worth. And so I really want people to understand that you're worth 1,000% just breathing, right? Just the imperfect, perfect person that you are, the beauty that you are, what you bring to the world. That is your worth right there. So that was really hard for me. I had some dark days figuring that out because, it was a struggle for me. So when we're stuck, it's generally because we're facing a blocker. When you're facing a blocker of something being maybe like you're blocked on fear or self-sabotage, these are blockers that we have. Diagnose and figure out, why is it that I'm afraid to do this? And then give yourself 20 seconds to say, if I could do something for 20 seconds to push through this blocker, what would it be, right? What am I afraid of? What's the worst that can happen? And I love this. If you write it down and death is not on that list, then do it. Then do it, because you can recover from everything else. And sometimes you just need to put yourself out there and break through and say, what if I did do it? What's the worst that can happen? Oh, maybe I screw up, or I don't say a word right. Who cares? People just want you. And that's the other thing that I appreciate about you, Angel, is it's not about what other people think. And I know you live this in your life no matter what. It's not about what other people think, because what other people think is a reflection of them, not a reflection of you.
Beautiful. Yes, Colleen, it really is. And I want to jump back to when you had that struggle, because we've all had that. And to realize, and I know you know this, we get 80,000 thoughts a day. That's science. That's proven. And 87 to 93, depending on what book you read, it's all negative, because that's the way that's the way we're hardwired. And to be able, viewers, please take this as it is, because this will really help you. That stop being so hard on yourself, right, Colleen? Because step into saying, okay, I understand where I've been, and identify. And that's what you said, is to sit down and take a moment and identify, so that you can push through it. Because there's no death on that list. But you know what? I bet you, viewers, you haven't done the list.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Because what do? Right, Colleen? We're human doing, but we're never actually human beings by being in this moment. And I love how that's put. I don't know who came up with that, but it was really good. Because to be that human being. And that's what I hear you, Colleen, even with your struggles.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was real. About it. When I was in that moment, I was out there reaching out to people. I was finding accountability partners that could help me. I was finding mentors that could get me through that space and help me with my mindset. And when I tell this story, people are like, there's no way you ever had a self-confidence problem or self-esteem or worthiness issue. I'm like, oh yeah. And by the way, every time I grow to a new level, it hits me again. Absolutely. So we just need to realize that we're always growing. And if you're not, then you're doing something wrong, right? You should never be the smartest person in the room. We need to learn how to be students more than we're teachers and leaders. And we need to understand that if learning is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. And you will never be the leader that you desire to be.
That's a tweetable. Say that one again, one more time.
Okay, I will. If learning is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And these are great nuggets of truth here, and wonderful thing. And I want to keep this energy going. But we've got to go to a break real quick right now. So we'll be back right after this commercial. Woo-woo!
I love this music. It's so great.
It's awesome. Anything else that you'd like to add on to the struggle before we go on to the next?
You know, it is, as humans, we're not meant to walk alone. Let me just say that right now. As humans, we're not meant to walk alone. So have the humility and gain the wisdom by asking the questions of others that have done things before you, right? So I think that is the most important thing. Don't try to do this alone. Surround yourself with people that fuel your success, that believe in you, that will teach you, that will guide you, that will also get value from you. So I think that's important as a lesson for us to remember, is that we're not meant to do this alone as entrepreneurs.
And you know, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, you are not meant to do this alone. So ask for help. And that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
even in my signature Shine On song, it says, always ask for help. Because that's one thing. I don't care where and how, I will stay on the phone forever and ask every single person. I even get on Facebook and Instagram and say, hey, I need some help.
Mhm.
There's always help. And there is never any to look out and say, I'm not good enough. And if I ask for help, people are not going to come to me after that. That's not true. That is not true. So thank you for all of that. I appreciate it. Now, what I'd like to ask you is share with us a story about a client or a customer, somebody you have where you help them shine and they experienced that they had.
Oh, I have the perfect story for that. We're going to call her Jennifer,
Okay.
because that's not her name. And she came to me. She had been coaching for almost 20 years, hired me to work with her directly. I have so many stories I could tell, but this one really stands out. And within a 6-month period, you know, when I remember first speaking to her and realizing, oh my gosh, the gifts that she had was incredible, to the point where she didn't even realize how many gifts she had. So her first homework was to write down all the gifts that she had, her skill sets, what she was good at, what she possessed. And as she was coming up with those and sending them to me, she was like, wow, I didn't even realize all of this that I know. Because she blew my mind away, you know, of all of her skill set. So with just that one piece of homework, she came to me with feeling like she didn't have her legs underneath of her. She had lost belief in herself after 20 years of coaching, had lost belief in herself. Now, do we know for real that she didn't have the skill sets to be able to coach? Absolutely not. She had the credibility, she had the skill set, she had every gift that she needed to do this, but her own self-belief. After going through that exercise and working together for 6 months, she was like $1,500 a month, I think is what she was making. She went to $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, 30,000. She broke every record of any money she had ever made before. And all that changed was her belief in herself. She did not change her marketing. She did not change anything. It's just that she was like, yeah, I can do all this. And yes, I have helped all of these clients get to this level. And I am really good at what I do. And I'm not asking anyone else's permission anymore. I'm just getting out there and I'm going to do it. And when she threw that out, men and women were just dropping out of the sky, calling her saying, hey, I really would like to coach with you. I'd like to hire you. So I'm sharing that story, not just from the monetary success, but the success of her coming to me stuck with no legs, not believing in herself, even though she had everything she already needed. It just took me showing her from a different perspective what she possessed for her to believe it herself. That was it. And we all have that. And we all need that person in our life that can just help us see what we can't see.
Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. And Jennifer here today is probably just keep going and helping to serve.
Yeah, and she's really leaned into who she is and all of her gifts. And she just throws them out there, and it's what the world's been waiting for, right? That's why we possess what we possess, is because we are on earth for a purpose, and someone's just waiting for you to show up.
So a good one right now too is Colleen, is to say, hey, viewers, think about what your purpose is, your commitment, I call it is my commitment to the world. But maybe it's your purpose. Maybe it is your passion to the world. Any word you want to give, is there something? Or are you just a human doing, and you're just going to work, coming home, and you're not going to school, you're not doing anything, like you said with, what was it? If you're not a reader, you're not a leader, or something like that. If you're not learning.
Leadership, right. It's about, if learning is beneath you, leadership is beyond you.
Right. And I really want the viewers to take this in, because this is a great nugget for you to think about your life. And even Colleen said it earlier, identify, review. I'm always asking you to review where you've been so that you can move forward. I don't want you to stay in the past. But I do want you to review so that you can move forward and learn from it.
Oh, yeah. The year in review is essential when you're doing your goals. If you don't look back at everything you've done that's wonderful, that's another thing that you get from that golden nugget, right? When we look back at our year in review, we get to celebrate all the successes that we have, because I guarantee you're going to forget about all the wonderful, awesome things you did all year. And you get to look at what didn't work so well. Do I want to try and reframe that moving into next year? Or do I just want to scrap that all together because that didn't work for me? But it was a building block to get you where you are today, not a failure. It's a building block to get you to where you are today. Without that having have happened, you wouldn't have learned what you learned. That is a very important lesson that anyone that's building a company, climbing the corporate ladder, becoming a better mom, having a stronger relationship with a significant other, all of these things are building blocks.
Beautiful. I love that. So give me one. We still have a few more minutes on this one. So give me one that you did that you just loved, and that one of those building blocks, and maybe one of the failures. Like, give me a success.
My number one best thing that I did for 2021 was say that I was fully stepping into showing up everywhere and every way possible and starting to ask. My big word for the year was ask, 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 ask. I asked everyone, do you have someone you can connect me with? Do we have a podcast? Can I be on your podcast? Can I be on your show? I've been on over 100 podcasts. I've been on over 100 stages. 2021 was the year of exposure for me to get out there, to really expand the brand. It worked. I just decided I was going to do an ask, and I asked everybody, and it works, right? You never know what doors are going to open. So that's the one thing I did that worked really, really well. The other piece that didn't work very well for me was trying to serve every single person and pour into people that didn't want to be poured into. Okay, we have those people in our lives, right? We have them in our community, and you want them to change so bad that you spend all your time pouring into them, and they're like, I don't want you to pour into me. They're not receiving. So but it's not that you don't want to serve others. It's that you need to understand at certain times, people need to be poured into. Other times, they don't want to be poured into. And that's okay. You're not here to serve every human on earth. You're here to serve the people that need what you have to offer.
Beautiful.
You offer it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Because there is a lot of people, they're just not ready. And it's okay. And Colleen, you know that you have the skills to help them, the coaching ability, or however you want to put it, but they're not ready. So I love that you're confirming something, because 2022 for me is to ask, because everything is in place. And now everything that I do is going to be asking, do you have a podcast? Do you have a stage? Do you know who this is? It's time for me to get out. And this was one thing for 2021 that I wanted, is to have a TV, to be on TV. And being on E360 is being on TV. So yes. And being in my third season for this and for the Shine On show, third season, and being on TV is very exciting. So that's like a win. And then the other things that didn't work, it was building blocks to get me to here. So I love that. I absolutely love how you put things. Awesome. So cool. So thank you. Anything else you'd like to add on any of those? We have a few more minutes, and then we're going to go to the next.
Yeah, I'm glad you said what your word for 2022 was. And I would challenge your listeners and viewers to look at what one thing do they want to focus on that's their word for 2022. Mine is wisdom. So I'm getting ready to venture into some other territories I've never been before, just like Angel, when you ventured into TV. It's about who can I ask, how can I learn from? What do I need to know to be really good at this, right, as a host? So my word for 2022 is wisdom, and I want to ask, I want to be a student, I want to do more absorbing and learning and growing in 2022, which means in 2023 then again I'll probably go to the ask and then go back out. But I really feel like sometimes we need to build on what we already know if we're venturing somewhere else into another territory, and ask and learn from people that have done it before us and not try and reinvent the wheel.
Because that's so true. And that is a good one to really to leverage right now, is to say, is look at and review or review, where have you been? Where do you want to go? And for me, learning how to do these TV shows and all the stuff that goes with it, holy moly, if you look at my first show that I did and you look at now, it's like, whoa, I learned so much. But you know what? I jumped in. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like my first radio show, right? You and I were in Voice America. My very first radio show, I had a piece of paper. It was scripted. I was like, every other word was, I had no idea what to say. And they were like, drop the script and just be you and get out there and move with the current and ask the questions. And then now my podcasts are like, they're so great, So we become the work that we put into it. We will become the person that we want to be in that space. It just takes time. So do your homework and learn from others. Have the humility to gain the wisdom from others that have done it before you.
Viewers, please take a note takers are what is Dr. Lotus Richer says this. Note takers are, oh man, it's just, I love how she puts that. I'm looking for my notes because I put it over here. Where is it? Note takers are money makers. That's what
it is.
And they're life changers. Note takers are. And I find that even with dyslexic, when I write it, and nobody else can read it, but when I write it, I never forget it.
Yeah.
And 2 months later, I can't read what I wrote because of the spelling. It doesn't matter. I forgot the concept of it.
I love that. You're so adorable, Angel. I swear.
Well, thank you, Colleen. I appreciate you and what you're doing to serve so many. And now is the time. Do you have a giveaway? Because we love to give giveaways. So what is your giveaway today?
I do.
Oh.
And I have one right here. So you can see my little tribe of ladies on the front of this magazine. And I want to make sure that all of your listeners has the opportunity to download a free copy of our magazine. This is a very good snapshot of what my community is all about, right? How we support each other, the stories of them in business and leadership and in the lifestyle of things that we bring into our lives, right? In philanthropy, how we serve others. So I would love everyone to download a copy of that, and you're going to learn so much. And every single person inside of this magazine has something that they want to give to you for free, connections. It's wonderful. So it's a great opportunity to have more, right? To have more.
Beautiful. And now I just put that in the chat, so it'll go out to the YouTube and to Facebook, and it'll be on the chat for everybody to see. So everyone can get into that, because I know it's not a hot link and it's hard to read on here. So I'm just going to give Colleen's website, because I'm sure it's somewhere on there also, and then you can find that. So thank you so much for giving from your heart. I really appreciate that, and all of the golden nuggets. And we're going to get to do we're going to come back after this brief pause. And I just love the way that we're breaking everything down. And golden nuggets. So let's just take a brief pause as we go to one more commercial break. Here we go.
Do you have a pet that is in pain, missing, or hurt? Do you want to talk to your pet before they die, or even after they've crossed over the rainbow bridge? Your pet is talking to you. I'm here to listen, translate, and channel the silent voice of your pet. Hi, I'm Barb. I'm a pet psychic, animal communicator, and Reiki healer. For over 20 years, I've helped families communicate with and make the best decisions for their pets. We never know how big the impact will be when we make contact with our pets in spirit, whether they're alive or not. Don't keep them waiting. Visit petpsychicbarb.com and book in your discovery session today.
Bam, bam. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
So here we go. We're almost at the top of the hour. This has gone so fast. I love it.
I know.
It's great. So what is it that you have? What's coming up for you in the future that we can look forward to?
You know, I'm glad you asked that, Angel, because like I said, I'm really shifting in 2022 to be able to look at who's in my inner circle and be able to pour more into all of the ladies that have been in my community more, right? I want them to really be able to have a strong 2022. And I felt like there was a big gap between my clients and the community. So I created this inner circle because I want the ladies in this inner circle to be able to set goals and really live their life, like I said, by design and not by default. If we live our lives by default, things happen to us. If we live life by design, then we create the design that we want and life happens for us, right? It's the guiding piece. So I'm going to be doing deeper goal setting with ladies in my inner circle to be able to serve them in a way I've never been able to serve before. So I'm really excited for that new change in 2022. And I believe it's just an evolution of, you know, that brand.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And this is mostly online?
Well, yes. So we've got Facebook communities. There's going to be events that we're doing. There's going to be spotlights that we're doing. So yes, right now, because I work with so many women across the United States and in other countries, I want everyone to be able to participate versus doing it just local in Arizona.
Is it, you know, and don't you agree? I mean, for me and my business too, is going global. And I know the pandemic, we don't even want to, but anyway, I mean, this has really opened up so much more. I mean, I was on the phone at 5:30 this morning with a lady out of India that found me through blah, 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 blah. And one said, I haunted you and I saw all this stuff and I want to be on your show because I want to help people shine their light.
I love that. Yeah. It is a silver lining out of something that has been tragic for some people. It's a silver lining for so many of us. And technology is a gift. Technology allows us to reach people faster, quicker, for us to be able to connect more often. We just can't lose the art of having, you know, a conversation with people, and everything starts with cultivating relationships, right? So Angel and I are here today because of a relationship that we created a long time ago and have cultivated that over the years. So remember, you just never know when an opportunity is going to come up and that person's going to need to cross your path again. So cultivating relationships and keeping people around you that are fueling you is so essential in your success for you to shine, right? For you to shine. We need that. It's almost like our batteries that we put. It's what energizes us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I like how you put that because it energizes and it builds the vibe. It builds vibration. And it is about collaborating with everyone. And how do we collaborate? And I look at people and I look at what they're doing and it's how do I collaborate to help them, but also that we can build and even help more people and serve
yeah.
in a bigger way. And it's exactly what you said. And it is, and most people right now are looking for that collaboration. So
Yeah.
don't put yourself out, viewers. Even if you have an 8 to 5, you never know how important that one CEO that you know that can help somebody that wants to go to their corporation and speak, maybe, or show.
Yeah. Let me say this right now. If you work a 9 to 5, find a mentor in your company. I work with a lot of other corporations and teaching staff on how to find a mentor and a sponsor. And that is so crucial to your success in any company, because you it's about finding someone that can teach you, and that's a mentor, and then hold you accountable, and then finding a sponsor, which is someone that can open doors for you to be able to have opportunity within the company. So these are two very crucial things if you are in a 9 to 5, to find someone, and they're going to help you bring a lot of joy so you can shine in your career and in your job.
Because when you leave that and go home, you want to be fulfilled. You want to feel valued. You want to feel like you gave
Oh
something.
my gosh, yes. Because if you're not, what happens? You leave that, you're not fulfilled, you're frustrated, you bring all of that home to your family. And is that fair? Is it fair to your dog? Is it fair to your family or your spouse or your children or your brothers and sisters or whomever's surrounding you? No, it's not, right? You don't like it when someone else is in a bad mood and they poo-poo all over you, right? You want to keep them at a distance. So be fulfilled. And again, it's your choice. Nobody's coming to give you permission, right, Angel? You have to give yourself permission to shine.
Absolutely. And that's a big one right there, is give yourself permission. And we don't always do that because we race throughout being the human doing and not being the being that we are, that wants to show up and shine. And I'm going to just reiterate one other thing that Colleen, because I really believe that, viewers, this is a good one, is not only to give yourself permission to ask for help, but also to be able to create a space for you to really shine your light and to create that person that comes in that knows more than you. I'm just going to say it, that knows more than you.
Yeah.
Because we tend to take on all of these la 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 la, and we stay there when you are wanting to move up. So, a good one.
And as you grow and change, know this: everyone around you is going to cling to a layer that drops off. You need to know that too. So your circle of people, as you grow and change and evolve, will change with you. So just know that person that helped you through a time in your life or has been your friend all these years may not be that person that's there in the future. And that's okay, because we all evolve and change. But they cling to all the layers you drop off. So just know that's okay. They might not be ready for that change because they're still wanting you to be that person you were before. But we're all evolving and changing.
That is so wonderful. And to remind yourself to celebrate others and celebrate yourself. And right now, what I'm going to do is I want to celebrate E360. And I want to invite you and challenge you to find my little face that comes out on here. So right now, take a look and tell me, did you see my little face that pops up right here, right now?
Over here dancing.
You can see me in the back over here dancing and jumping around. I just love it. So did you see my little face pop out?
It was so, I was looking at everyone like, who do I know? Who do I know? Is going through everyone on that board. It was so awesome. Music is another thing I don't even think we've talked about. Like a great way to shine and feel good is to put on music, right? Every time that music comes on, it just raises my vibration. I start moving around and feeling good. So again, just take a break and play some music and feel good. Life is too short.
It really is too short because look at the kids and all of a sudden you're like, wait, they're 5 years old. Oh, wait, now they're 10 years old. Holy moly. Now they're 14 years old and they don't want anything to do with me. And you hear that a lot.
Oh, mine are 25 and, up to 36. So trust me, I know my grandbabies now. I just remember the first baby that was born and now she's turning 8, So we have, it's again, life's too short. We're not promised tomorrow. We need to be grateful every day we wake up and we have another day. So we're not promised tomorrow. So what are you going to do with today? Because today is going to turn into yesterday. We're not promised tomorrow. We only have today to do everything that we can, to be happy, to tell the people that you love them, to celebrate yourself, to celebrate others, and to leave a lasting legacy.
Beautiful, Colleen. And I want to reiterate, we're almost at the top of the hour, but I want to reiterate something that you just said because it's so powerful. To remind yourself to give the kudos and to make that phone call to that aunt or to that grandma or to a friend of yours, an elder that you haven't talked to that's by themselves, and just call them and say, hey, I just want to call and say, I love you. I don't have time to talk. Maybe you don't, but you can do that texting. You can do that with a letter. This is one thing that I do every week. I send out 4 or 5 letters, like thank you cards a week. And yes, this is inside of it. But I'm sending those, and I always have, or I text, or I just leave messages because people want to feel valued.
Yeah, I love that. I really do. And when you're on your last day, you're going to want to be surrounded by memories and the people that mean the most in your life, right? So what are you doing to foster that throughout your life? And what are you doing to do the things that you love to do that, have fun? I've kept fun out of my life for way too long, and I need to have more fun. I know it sounds crazy. People are like, what? Are you like the funnest person I know? It's like, no, I don't. I need to relax and they're like, oh, it's because you're so intense. Because I am, right? Like that intensity can be taken several different ways, but relaxing and having a good time and just, yeah, why not? We'll do it. It sounds like great. Or yeah, I would love to do that, and not say, no, I can't make it. No, I can't make it. No, I can't. No, it can't means I won't. So it's easier to just say, I won't be there. But try and push yourself outside of your normal of what makes you comfortable and be uncomfortable for a little while, doing things that scare you a little bit, like being on a TV show with Angel, right? Being a host of a TV show. Do something that scares you every once in a while, because you just get so much adventure from that, right? We learn so much. So Angel, I commend you and bless you for everything that you've done.
Oh, thank you so much, Colleen. And Colleen, I bless you, and I thank you for sending me your book.
Yes.
And I so appreciate it. And I got some really great golden nuggets out of this, let me tell you. So really, everybody check that out. And we're gonna end today with a little bit of raising the vibration for the last couple of minutes. So we're gonna put on the song and just kind of sing out this song. And thank you so much, Colleen, for being here and shining bright and being that the champion of the Shine On movement. Yeah! You got ambition, fire, and soul. Look within your heart, let your spirit flow. Ask for what you want, show them what you got. Take it to the top. Don't you ever stop. Shine, everybody! Shine. Shine on, raise it, raise your vibration. Shine, shine, shine on. Looking for the answers, seeking you will find. Open up your heart, leave it all behind. Smile and laugh, always give back. Glowing like a star, show them who you are. Shine, show them who you are, right? Shine, shine on. Raise your vibration. Shine, shine, shine on. Thank you all for being here. I so appreciate you all. We will see you next week. We're going to have some amazing guests come on also. So here you go. Ha ha ha.